This is the final video of my aids to learning the Greek New Testament. And this suggestion of mine will seem the strangest to many of you. My final suggestion for learning Greek is to teach it. I am aware that seems bizarre to most of you. However, whether it seems strange or not, if you are already a pastor, I suspect you will find that there are people in your church, especially some young people, who are more eager to learn Greek, if you encourage them, than you ever dreamed. And while I understand I'm speaking to people who are in the process of learning and you feel like you don't know enough to teach anyone, you will understand better than you ever thought you would if you go through the process of teaching the basics of reading the Greek New Testament. I have a prayer goal. I'm a little hesitant to say this publicly, but I have asked that the Lord give me the opportunity to teach Greek, possibly even Hebrew, but certainly Greek, to some students, so that plural, for whom there is no New Testament in their language. I'm aware that my life is brief and my illness is serious, and it may very well be that the Lord is not granting me that, but I'm still praying for that, and I have been running through my mind some ideas of how I would teach Greek to students who didn't have any New Testament in their language. And one of the things that I thought I would do was meet with students, depending on where they were, possibly clandestine meetings would be required, and hopefully teach some either with a good interpreter or who already spoke some English. But the requirement would be, whatever I teach you today or this week, you're going to go find someone who speaks no English with no interpreter and teach the same material to them. And I strongly suspect that there will be some, if God will grant me to do that, who will be taught not by me but by those who are teaching others, who will become substantial students of the New Testament and huge aids to translating the Scripture into their language. H.E. Robertson, one of my heroes, recounts a story in the introduction to his grammar of a Scottish farm boy named John Brown walking barefooted into a marketplace and asking a bookseller for a copy of the Greek New Testament. And the seller, astounded, says, "What in the world would you want such a thing as that for?" And the boy says, "Well, I believe I'm going to try to learn to read it." John Brown, up to that point fairly uneducated Scottish boy, wound up being an Oxford scholar teaching the Greek New Testament. Whether you are going to be such a scholar or not, you will benefit, and amazingly, some that you teach will benefit more than you ever imagined if you teach what you're learning.